Salut! This is lesson 1 for this week, and we're going to be looking at advice for a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so today we're going to start with the grammar notes. You're going to need your blue jotter, and we're going to look at the phrases il faut and il ne faut pas. So we're going to learn how to say you must, or it is necessary to do something. Now in French, normally you know that the two words for you are tu and vous, but in this expression they actually use il, so it's a bit unusual, but you just have to accept that that's what it is. So il faut, and then we add on to it an infinitive. Okay, so that's the part of the verb that ends in either er, ir, or re. Okay, so for example, if we wanted to say you must eat, we would say il faut manger. You must buy, il faut acheter. You must avoid, il faut éviter. You must play, il faut jouer. So when we're given advice about a healthy lifestyle, you'll find out things that you must do, but we also might want to say that you must not do certain other things. So we need to know how to make the same sentences negative. So for that, the rules that you already know about forming a negative apply here. So you mustn't eat, il faut changes to il ne faut pas. So the ne and pas go either side of the verb. You know that already, I'm sure. You mustn't buy, il ne faut pas acheter. You mustn't avoid, il ne faut pas éviter. You mustn't play, il ne faut pas jouer. Okay, for task 2, I want you to translate these sentences into English, and they're all pieces of advice that you would give to somebody to say what you must do in order to have a healthy lifestyle. So they're all starting off il faut, which you translate as you must, then you've got a verb in the infinitive, and then you've got some more information on the end. Okay, you might need to use an online dictionary such as wordreference.com, but it should be fairly straightforward. So you're just copying them down in English. Okay, I want you to look at these 8 sentences for task 3, and they're all bits of advice. What would be best to start the sentence off with il faut, you must do this thing, or il ne faut pas, you must not do this thing. So what I want you to do is to write out these 8 sentences in your exercise jotter, but make sure that you add into the beginning either il faut or il ne faut pas. So it's advice if you're telling somebody what to do to be healthy. Okay, task 4 is another translation exercise, so slightly more complicated sentences. How would we translate these into English? All starting with you must or you must not. Okay, for task 5, it's a straightforward reading on health, so about a healthy diet. You read the passage here, and then there's questions on the following slide. And here are your questions to be answered in English based on the information on the previous slide. Okay, so here you've got a whole list of people telling you what their problems are with regard to their health. And on the right hand side here, you've got some pieces of advice. So you have to have a look and see what the problem is. Je mange beaucoup de bonbons. I eat a lot of sweets. And then have a look at the advice here and see if you can think what might be a good piece of advice. So perhaps il faut manger sainement. You should eat healthily. Okay, and you match up the pairs that you think would make the best sense together. Okay, so task 7 is a vocab note. It's just taking the vocab that you've learned already a stage further, giving you a little bit more variety. So il ne faut pas, you mustn't, but you could also say on ne doit pas or on ne devrait pas. And they're synonyms really. You mustn't, you shouldn't, you ought not to do these things. Il ne faut pas boire trop d'alcool. On ne doit pas fumer. On ne devrait pas boire de boissons énergisantes. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which one you use, it's just for style and variety. Okay, task 8 is a simple gap fill. So you've got your infinitives here: jouer, manger, fumer, boire, faire, dormir. Read the sentences through and decide which verb needs to go into which space to make it make a sensible sentence with good advice. Okay, your last task, you've got two sets of translations, so a French version and an English version. I want you to look at them very carefully and see if you can spot where the mistake is in the translation. Okay, if you want an extra challenge, once you've spotted the mistake, you can try and write the French out with the correct information so it then matches the English translation. Okay, hope you enjoyed this week's lesson. I look forward to speaking to you soon. Au revoir!